What to do, where to go, what's happening and when. The spotlight's on fun and excitement all this week from the Lehigh Valley and beyond. So check out your calendar and let's go!
Hi folks, I'm Grover Silcox and welcome to Let's Go. On tonight's episode, we're going to dazzle you with smoke and mirrors in Huntington Valley, walk you through the castle-like Glencairn Museum in Bryn Athyn, and give you a dash of the Crayola experience in Easton. All set? Let's go.
Hi everyone, we're Crayola Crayon.
The Crayola experience is the most colorful place on earth.
What's your favorite color?
There are 4 floors filled with 28 hands-on attractions, perfect for a day of family fun. Kids ages 4 to 12 really enjoy themselves here and let their creativity shine. This is one of 10 Wrap It Up machines here at Crayola Experience, and there's 10 different colors to choose from. We're gonna use Neon Carrot right now. So you put your token in, you get to pick a design. Let's do a happy face. Then you're gonna hit continue, and then you'll get your crayon and the wrapper. Now I'm gonna show you how to wrap it up. Place the crayon right there, unwrap your wrapper, place it on the suctioned area, and then you just give it a nice pull. And then you'll have your very own Crayola crayon. Up on our 3rd floor, we have an attraction that's unique to Crayola Experience Easton. It's called Waterworks, and the kids get to take a colorful crayon boat and take it all the way down the river and learn about the history of canals right here in Easton, Pennsylvania. We have our live factory show where you can see how Crayola crayons are made with the real live factory machinery.
To make a Crayola crayon, they have to heat the wax all the way up to around 200 degrees.
This is Be a Star, where you can become your very own Crayola coloring page. I'll choose my background and then smile. And now I have my very own Crayola coloring page. I can actually make this into a puzzle or a t-shirt. You'll spend 3 to 4 hours here, and you'll get to take home some really cool crafts and souvenirs.
With so many colors to choose from, the possibilities are endless.
Imagine a tiny community where kids run everything. Well, that's what you'll find at Imagination in Allentown. It's all about kids solving problems and working together.
Imagination is a little world for big thinkers. It's designed for children ages 2 through 12. It's a place where children can come and use their imagination without using technology.
And it teaches them life skills. And I think they get that opportunity being a doctor or going to the grocery store or being a fireman. We want to give that same kind of opportunity because it means so much.
Our heart's passion is really allowing children to develop their social skills. So in addition to coming in and being creative and using their imagination, each child will take a position within a department. However, they need to work together in order to accomplish the goal of filling customer orders of ice cream.
What do you say?
They problem solve, they resolve conflict, and they're communicating. It's a wonderful thing to watch.
And push it. You do it. There you go. Both hands.
The idea for Imagination came from another business that my husband and I own called Scoopendorf's Ice Cream Company.
So you're going to make your very own flavor today.
For 7 years, we ran field trips and parties and quickly discovered that it was a great idea that children loved and were engaged in. And so we thought, gosh, if this works with ice cream, what can we do with an entire city? We have activities designed for children that are young all the way up through 6th grade. For an example, in the market, someone can be a very simple stock person or a cashier, but we also have more challenging assignments like an inventory taker or a merchandiser for our older children. And that truly engages children of all ages. So if a family is coming and they have smaller children along with older children, everybody can be playing in the same room. Imagination is located in the Dorneyville Shopping Center at 3313 Hamilton Boulevard. Imagination is open Monday through Friday from 10 to 3. That's during the fall and winter. During our summer hours, we extend those hours to 10 to 5. Saturdays, we're always open 10 to 5, and then Sundays 12 to 5.
Our next story takes us to Nazareth in Northampton County. Here, reporter Tracy Yatsko gives us a peek of the historic Nazareth walking tour, where folks learn how colonial Moravians lived and flourished in the Lehigh Valley.
We're the Moravian Historical Society in Nazareth, and we'd like to welcome you to our walking tour. The walking tours, they talk about the colonial history of Nazareth. So you're going to learn who the Moravians were, why they're important, why we think they're extremely cool, why they chose this area in particular, and you'll also get to see all of the interesting colonial structures in Nazareth, of which there are quite a few.
The building here is today called Nazareth Hall, and that was built by the Moravians in the 1770s as a home for Count Zinzendorf. He invited the Moravians, along with some other religious groups that had similar beliefs, and they could worship there the way they wanted. This is the second building that the Moravians built. They used it to house their people while they were building the Whitfield House.
The Gray Cottage is the oldest Moravian building in North America that's still standing.
This was the Single Sisters House. The Moravians lived in what were called choirs. It has nothing to do with singing choirs, but they lived with a group that was their age, gender, and marital status. So the single sisters lived in a house, the single brothers lived in a house.
We are the third oldest historical society in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We've been right here at the heart of Nazareth since 1857.
The Moravians laid the city out in a grid, so this is the north-south axis and east-west, and put this circle or square in the center of town.
We have over 4 centuries of Moravian history in our museum. In our permanent exhibition, you can learn about who are the Moravians, why they came to America, a little bit more about their missionary work, and what a Moravian worship service was like. It was 1776 organ that you can still play, and many other wonderful objects. The walking tours, we hold them every second Saturday. They're about 45 minutes. It is $7 for adults and $5 for children and seniors. My favorite thing is when people from Nazareth come and they say, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was all this history here. We believe that Moravian history is American history. So if you think American history is important, we have something to offer you.
Wait a minute, what am I, playing hockey or golf? Well, one thing's for certain. This weekend at the PPL Center in Allentown, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms play the Hershey Bears and the Binghamton Devils, 2 competitive games that are sure to rev up hockey fans in and around the Lehigh Valley. But even if you're not a hockey commando, PPL Center and the Phantoms aim to give you an exciting experience.
Hockey experience here at PPL Center is just all about fun, entertainment, and excitement. So hockey fans are going to be able to come here and enjoy first-class hockey action. They're going to see speed, they're going to see skill and excitement on the ice. And then even if you're not a hockey fan, maybe you're just a sports fan, or maybe you're just looking for something fun to do on a Friday or a Saturday night, you're going to be entertained. It's a beautiful arena, the food's great, you're going to see some tremendous merchandise at our team store. It's just all about engaging our fans. Throughout the season, we'll have a bunch of different theme nights here at PPL Center for Phantoms games. We had Country Night, where we have some country music acts come in and play, and Melvin's birthday is always a great night. All the different mascots come out to help celebrate our mascot's birthday. And then even just a standard Friday or Saturday night, we've got a stage set up on our concourse where different kids groups will be able to perform. We'll have Mites on Ice, where young kids get to come out and skate here on the Phantoms home ice during intermission. It's all about engaging our fan base and creating different memory-making opportunities for our fans when they come here to a Phantoms game at PPL Center. Anyone can come to a Lehigh Valley Phantoms hockey game. I don't care if you're a sports fan, you're a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, anyone that comes to a Phantoms game is going to be entertained, and they're going to leave with a smile on their face.
If you're driving along Huntington Pike in Bryn Athyn in Montgomery County, there's a good chance you'll spot the castle-like Glencairn Museum, once the family mansion of the wealthy Pitcairn family, now filled with antiquities and historical treasures and open to the public.
Glencairn Museum is a museum that's actually housed in a former home. The story begins with the Raymond and Mildred Pitcairn family. Raymond Pitcairn was the son of John Pitcairn. John Pitcairn was a self-made man. He started in the railroad, the bottom rung, and worked up till he was an investor. He ended up being involved in oil, coal, natural gas, the railroad, and he was a co-founder of the Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company. And Raymond Pitcairn was his eldest son and ended up inheriting most of the fortune. Raymond Pitcairn was trained to be a lawyer. He actually never practiced. He had a really strong personal interest in art and architecture. The Raymond and Mildred Pitcairn family began construction in 1928, and the family moved in 1939. It's designed to look like a medieval castle so that the objects look like they belong here. It was a home until 1979, when Mildred Pitcairn had passed away. Raymond Pitcairn died in 1966. The family decided to give it to the school that they were affiliated with, the Academy of the New Church. About 1980, they began the transition of turning it from a home to a museum. We have been open as a museum since 1982. We're sitting in the Great Hall of Glencairn, and it's the largest room in the building. The Great Hall has always been intended to be a gathering place, as well as a place to display some beautiful medieval art. They did design it with acoustics in mind, so that this would be a good place to listen to music and be a concert hall for live music. Two things that are noticed right away really is the mosaic arch and then the stained glass windows. The mosaic, the glass mosaic in the Great Hall, you'll see a lot of gold in it. There is gold leaf made into the glass mosaic. The symbols you see are related to the church and school that the Pitcairn family was affiliated with. So the circular images in the mosaic are referred to as medallions, and right now we're looking at one that is depicting Michael slaying the dragon. It's from a story in the book of Revelation in the New Testament of the Bible. In that story, the dragon actually has 7 heads, but due to space here, the artist decided to just give the dragon 1 head. So this window is a copy from Chartres Cathedral in France, but it was made for this space in Bryn Athyn in the 1930s. It depicts figures from the Old Testament of the Bible. In the bottom, we can see Jeroboam. You can see he's a king because he's wearing a crown, but he actually wasn't a great king because you can see him worshiping golden idols. So he's at the bottom of the window, sort of in a place of, he's not as respected as people higher in the window. The top of this window, in the place of honor, shows King Solomon. He's a popular king from the Old Testament, known for his wisdom. So now now we're in the master bedroom, and as you can see, it's maybe more simple or plain than some of the other spaces in the building. And yet, the detail is still amazing. There's a lot of hand-carved wood in this space, and one of those pieces is the bed. There's actually a lot of symbolism here. One of the things I want to point out, though, is on the bottom, they actually have a quote from their marriage ceremony, and it says, "Unite our hearts in love to one another and to thee. Give us one heart, one mind, one way. Grant us knowledge to see thy way and power to do thy will." So we're going to go into the Roman gallery, which originally was the bedroom for two of the sons, and they were the first family members to move in here. Here we're looking at two sarcophagi, individually sarcophaguses. So you'll see one sarcophagus here on the bottom. This is Roman, and on the top we have a portion from a Roman Christian sarcophagus. Down here on this bigger one we have symbolism that is pagan. On the end you see a figure that is a shepherd, and this is to show the Roman pagan idea that country life was ideal life. Here we have another shepherd, but this time it's Christian. They used the pagan symbol, but gave it new meaning by having it represent Jesus Christ as the shepherd. The building is 9 stories, and the top of the building is a glassed-in tower observation deck. Brynathon is one of the highest points in Montgomery County, so we have a great view of the surrounding area from the tower. We want to engage visitors with a higher meaning, purpose of life, but we do that through looking at the beliefs and practices of cultures from around the world and through various times.
And now off to the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater in Huntington Valley. So Danny, this is where the magic happens.
This is the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater. In a few hours, 60 people will be sitting here enjoying a show. But right now, we can throw it down to my business partner and fellow magician, Marty Martin.
This is the world's most complicated knot. Now, many other magicians have said they can make the knot and vanish the knot just by snapping their hands, waving their fingers, and tugging on the ends of the rope. But when they try to vanish the knot, they cannot. But here at the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater, Danny and I, we don't want to vanish a knot. We'd rather take the knot and completely remove it from the rope like magic. And that big O stands for the outstanding magic you'll see here at the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater.
Magic has something that none of the other performing arts really offers. You can watch a dancer dance, and we've all danced, we've all sung, but magic is something that is so far outside the realm of normal human occurrences, half your brain is saying, that can't be. Your other brain is saying, I saw it, it just happened. To make it go through 2 cups, you hit it twice, and that's a little trick that uses 3 cups and 3 balls. Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater is a custom-built venue for live magic performances.
Fantastic.
The other thing that makes it really interesting is the size. There's only 60 seats. Every seat is a good seat. The people that have come and watched the shows have been just wildly enthusiastic about the experience they have. They come out of the show, they see the magic counter, they come over and they say, I want to learn how to do a trick. What can I do? And there are tricks that you can learn to do, whether you've done magic for years or you've done magic for minutes. We have things that can help you get started. So these are some of the props we have. We have Mental Epic, Chick Pan, Sponge Balls, Pro Ball, Magic Wand. You can't go wrong without a magic wand. Got the cups and balls. You got to have the rabbits. We've got rabbits, egg bags, anything that a magician would need. We are bringing in people initially from all over the United States, eventually from all over the world. We have Harrison Greenbaum from New York City, screamingly funny comedian magician. Ozzy Wynn, he's the guy that opens up for David Blaine live in David's show. Jeff McBride will be here in June.
This is a different kind of night out. It's not going to the movies, it's not going to the club, it's not bowling. It's something different, something fun. I'm going to show you a trick with a piece of rope, or we can do a trick with a handkerchief. It's up to you. I can go either way. At the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Theater, we welcome all kinds of audience, whether you're 5 or 99, even older than 99. We have shows, props, and things for people of all ages. If you like magic, even if you're not sure, come out and take a look. I think you'll be surprised at what you see.
We make magic happen with a snap of a finger.
Have you recently gone on a family trip in or around the greater Lehigh Valley? Have you found a hidden gem for a date night or a new location to spend the afternoon? Do you have photos or videos? Well, Let's Go wants to hear from you. Share your videos and/or photos, and we may feature them in a future episode. Visit WLVT.org for more information.
One of Allentown's treasures is the Lehigh Valley Heritage Museum. The museum offers lots of programs and exhibits. We went to check out the Presidential Portrait Gallery, which has a special focus on Lincoln and JFK. Check it out.
The Lehigh Valley Heritage Museum is a wonderful history museum. It's a 30,000 square foot museum located here in Allentown that tells the story of American history. We do this through our wonderful collections, and we tell the stories through photographs, through artifacts, through guided tours, and also you can take a stroll through the museum as well on your own if you'd prefer. One of our exciting new exhibits is on the American presidency. It's a wonderful way to come and learn about all the presidents who have come before us. When you come upstairs to the presidential exhibit, you will be greeted by a cutout of John F. Kennedy. This case is filled with a lot of presidential memorabilia, specifically on John F. Kennedy. We have a wonderful Profiles in Courage book that was written by Kennedy when he was still a senator. And we also have photographs when Kennedy visited the Lehigh Valley. He was here right before his election to the presidency. We have some hats from the Kennedy campaign. You can look at them closely. It says "Win with Kennedy" on them, and they're really very historic hats. It takes you back to an earlier time. We don't really see those anymore. You will see a portrait of every president on all 3 of the walls. We have this wonderful diorama of the signing of the Constitution, and we also have parts of the Constitution above it. This is a poster that ranks the presidents, and what's interesting is it's a poster that ranks them by historians and also by the public, regular people like you and I. You'll see wonderful campaign memorabilia, campaign buttons, many, many items from FDR's presidency. There are also busts of Lincoln. The bookends in this case were made from pieces of molding that once were in the Blue Room in the White House. When the White House was being restored during the Kennedy administration, they were taken down. And luckily, someone saved them. And they are now here, so it's a little bit of history, piece of history from the White House that you can look and see. We want to go back in history. There's a lot of things to see here.
Phew, that was a whirlwind of activities. Well, that's it for this show. Join us next week when we'll have more fun and exciting things to do on Let's Go.
We came from Puerto Rico. We moved here to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania when I was 4 years old. I come from a very hardworking blue-collar family. My dad was diagnosed with leukemia. I couldn't continue my education and had to focus more on holding a full-time job so I could help pay the bills and support my family. I'm a very curious person. One night I was watching an episode of Nova about genetics and evolution. Fireworks went off in my head thinking, oh yeah, that's something I could do. Why can't I go out and change the world? I decided to go back to school so I could study evolutionary genetics. It looks like I'm gonna be able to pay the bills while going into something where I could achieve my dreams. PBS presented me with an idea that had never occurred to me before. I've never felt such a purpose, and now all I do is dream big.
Should I spend lots of money on expensive repair bills to fix that old car, or just donate it to PBS? I've got a money pit or an easy solution.
They gathered to celebrate him and his music. His friends and family took the stage at the Royal Albert Hall in London for a once-in-a-lifetime performance in honor of George Harrison, featuring Eric Clapton, Jeff Lynne, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Tom Petty, Billy Preston, and Danny Harrison. Concert for George.
A year is a long time to wait before we meet again. When I come back to them, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women.
For small children is a recipe for heartache, headache, and indigestion.
Hurry!
Castles in the air need keys, and sometimes I dare to think that this is mine.
It's beautiful, Joe. No one can say I don't have accomplished daughters.
Join us as we present three of the world's most exciting young cantors, Jacob Lemmer, Aziz Schwartz, and Netanel Herstik, in concert from Amsterdam's magnificent 17th century Portuguese synagogue. Music of memory and joy. The New York Cantors.
It's you I like. Hi, I'm Michael Keaton. Come to the Mr. Rogers neighborhood and celebrate the programs that have inspired more than 4 generations of children and parents.
Oh, I love this. Is the one where you can blow really, really hard.
It's really magic. It's so far beyond just entertainment.
Well-known friends share their heartfelt memories on Mr. Rogers. It's you I like.
Song, let me sing forevermore. Oh, I'd be who you are. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Ethan Bortnick, Generations of Music.
Good times never seem so good.
Hi, I'm John Graham, Senior Director of St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Centers. Rather than sitting in a room and having a meeting, why not take your coworkers and go for a walk around your office building or in a nearby area in order to have a more effective, healthier meeting? By having a walking meeting, not only will you improve your cardiovascular fitness level, boost your metabolism, but also increase your mental focus simultaneously. Even if it's a very short meeting, that period of time that you utilize to walk and meet can be very beneficial in improving your overall health and well-being. Exercising at least 30 minutes a day has been shown to decrease the risk and progression of chronic diseases and disabilities. These short periods of time that you have walking meetings can contribute to that 30 minutes of time.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by St. Luke's University Health Network as part of the PBS 39 Checkup, a health and wellness initiative sponsored by Capital Blue Cross.
I've been active all my life, and now suddenly I have congestive heart failure, and I was scared. I had a grandson on the way, and all I wanted to do was live. I never look back on the decision I made to stay with the Lehigh Valley Heart Institute. When I look into Julian's eyes now, I see that there's so many things that we're going to be able to do together. I feel so good today.